step by step on business. That's on my mama, watch me spin on minute and split, now I can't feel it. We in the trap, we sold the city on my biddy. Take these diamonds off and show you how we lit it.
What up, what up? Welcome back to episode 24 of Before the Horn podcast. As you know, I am your host, Khalil. With me, I got my boy, Daywan.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Missing Dennis today. He got a lot going on, so he won't be able to make it today. But, the show must go on. We got a packed show to talk about with week 7 predictions of the NFL football. Saints are on right now. They're killing me. But, we got to talk about that. Week 8 college football. We got a lot to talk about that this week. 4 ranked matchups on the slate. So 4 big games that we got to talk about there. And we got UFC 294. We back. It's been a minute, but we back. We got UFC to talk about as well. And then we also going to give our war predictions for the NBA. Season kicks off Tuesday, October 24th. So we're going to give y'all predictions on who we got winning each award. But without further ado, take it away, Daywan.
Hey, man, I'm excited for this episode 24, man. Y'all better tune in, man. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's kick it off NFL Week 7. As we are currently doing this podcast, the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing the New Orleans Saints right now. All right, first games first. We got the Cleveland Browns traveling to Indy to take on the Indianapolis Colts, who will be without Anthony Richardson as he has had season-ending shoulder surgery.
Oh, this game, I went back and forth. Don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to play. So for that reason alone, I'm going to go Indy at home to get the job done. I just like Gardner Minshew a little bit more than PJ Walker. No offense to him, but I like what Colts offense got going on. Jonathan Taylor back in the helm, third game back, should get some more touches, should get more involved in that offense. I take it Indy at home with this one.
Give me the Colts too in this one. I'm not gonna lie, the Browns kind of got really lucky last week. Expressed my frustration in episode 23 about how the 49ers got cheated out of a win. I mean, even though they missed a game-winning field goal, still the Browns got lucky with some calls, but I don't see that happening 2 weeks in a row. I know the Colts don't have Anthony Richardson. The Colts need to let the gears get going with Jonathan Taylor. Start feeding him the ball more, and you might do good against this Browns defense. Who knows? All right, next game, we got an AFC East matchup as Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They're traveling to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Who you got?
I'm riding Buffalo. Come on, man. Buffalo is on New England for the past few years since Brady left. Like, I don't even think if it close. Mac Jones and them boys have not been playing good. Mac Jones hasn't had a passing touchdown in the month of October. He's got 7 interceptions. He's tied with Jalen Hurts for second in the league. I'm going Buffalo to, run away with this game. Probably even cover the 8.5, honestly.
Yeah, man, give me the Bills in this one. I like you said, man, the Bills have owned the Patriots since Tom Brady left. It hasn't really been close. Josh Allen, he had an okay game last week. Hopefully he bounces back against his Patriots defense, who are missing plenty of starters. And that's the point I'm taking Buffalo in this. The Patriots defense has too many starters. I feel like the Bills offense is going to exploit this, and they're going to get the W in a divisional matchup. All right, moving on to the next game. We got another divisional matchup as Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders, they traveling to East Rutherford to face the New York Football Giants in the NFC East matchup.
Man, battle of the mids, man. You could go either way, but I'm going to go with the Giants in this one to get the dub at home. I'm not in love with neither one of these teams. Don't get me wrong. And Eric Bieniemy has Sam Howell looking decent. I just think the Giants get the dub at home and take control of this game. I don't know if Daniel Jones is going to be playing or not. He's questionable as of right now. Whether he plays or not, I'm still rocking with the Giants in this one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give the Giants a chance as well. I like New York in this one. I'm not the biggest fan of either one of these teams. My team's the Eagles, so they're both my divisional rivals. But Washington is clearly the better team. But I feel like the Giants can really string something together and get this game. Something just telling me that the Giants got it. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But this is going to be a great, scrappy divisional game. Like, seriously. But give me the Giants in this one. All right, moving on to the next one. We got a pretty good game here. Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, who are red hot. They traveling to Baltimore to face Lamar and the Ravens. Defense versus offense.
This is Lions' first test since week 1, in my opinion. They've
Yeah.
had some pretty fairly favorable matchups, even though Tampa Bay did have a good defense. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. Running quarterbacks has been giving Detroit Lions a problem in recent history. So I see Lamar again off using his legs a little bit more, which he's been doing for most of this year. He leads their team in rushing yards. I see that continue to happen. I got Baltimore pulling it out at home and catching the dub.
This is my thing though. How is the Ravens offense going to play against that Detroit secondary?
Like I
Detroit
said,
secondary is
I
beat
think
up.
I think there's going to be more of a Lamar Jackson with his legs kind of show, creating plays with his legs, extending plays with his legs, that kind of thing, finding playmakers with his legs as well. I think I'm looking to see Mark Andrews have a big game in this one as well, matched up against either the rookie and Jack Campbell or Alex Anzalone. I like that matchup for Mark Andrews, so I'm rocking with them.
That's why I had to ask you. I want to make sure we're on the same page, bro. I'm gonna go with Ravens for this one as well. I just feel like this is gonna be a pretty good game, offense versus defense. The Lions offense has been clicking. This Ravens defense has been clicking. Both for the opposite sides of the ball. I mean, Detroit's defense is playing solid despite all the injuries they have in the secondary. But Baltimore's offense, they've been playing okay. Who knows? I feel like it's gonna come down to a fourth quarter. Whoever's better in the fourth quarter, they're gonna get this W. But give me the Ravens. I think it's gonna be close though. All right, for our next game, the Las Vegas Raiders, they're traveling to Soldier Field to face the Chicago Bears.
Oh man, I really don't know with this one. This is another one I was just like, both starting quarterbacks look like they may not play in this one. Give me Raiders at home. Get the job done. Devontae Adams has been making a lot of noise in the headlines with, let me get the ball, let me be the playmaker. If this offense want to go anywhere, got to go through him. So I think, last time we see a receiver call out somebody was Jamar Chase, and then we seen what happened that following week. So give me the Raiders to get it done in Chicago.
Literally, I was saying the same thing, man. Tay Adams has been very frustrated over the last couple of games. They've been winning, but he needs the ball more. I feel exactly how he feels, man. As one of a top 3 receiver in this league, you need the ball in your hand, especially with this Raiders offense. It hasn't been clicking for Josh Jacobs so far this year. It hasn't been clicking for the whole team. I mean, Jimmy G hasn't looked too hot as well. Give me the Raiders in this one on the road as well. I like the Raiders in this one. Hopefully, Devontae Adams, he go crazy this game, just like Jamar Chase caught out his team, and then he went crazy against the Cardinals a week later. So give me the Raiders in this one on the road. Again, Jimmy G not playing, so I'll root for the Raiders. Next game, we got our NFC South matchup as the Atlanta Falcons. They're traveling to Tampa to face Baker and the Bucks. Who y'all got?
If it was up to me, I hope they both lose, in my opinion. We in a division. We need to, make some shake. But I'm gonna go with Baker and the Bucks to get back on track after that dud they played last week, only scoring 6 points against Detroit. They was rolling before the bye. Hopefully they get back into rhythm. I think this is just the team to do it against, especially when you take away the running game and Desmond Ridder hasn't really shown the capability to carry a team. He causes a lot of turnovers. And this has been one of the better defenses in the NFL this year. So I like what they got going on. I think Baker and the offense get back on track. Give me Tampa to take it at home.
Damn, man. We haven't picked different teams yet. Give me the Bucks at home too, man. I think last week, I called for the Lions and Buccaneers game last week to be a closer game. So whoever turned the ball over less, they were gonna win that game. I mean, the Buccaneers turned the ball over twice that game. So the Lions obviously got a dub. They ran away with the game last week, but I don't see the Buccaneers offense doing that again for the second week in a row. Atlanta, they're a formidable opponent. They're pretty good. I mean, they've been playing solid this year, especially running the ball. But again, if you don't get the run game going for Atlanta, Desmond Ridder is he's gonna throw the ball. It's not gonna look that good throwing the ball. I mean, he threw for 300 yards 2 games in a row, but I just don't see Atlanta winning this game for some reason. Give me the Bucks at home. It's gonna be close though. It's gonna be scrappy. All right, next game, got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're traveling to LA. They're gonna face Matt Stafford and the Rams.
This is another one of them games. Like, I'm just not too high on either one of these teams. I think they're both very average teams. One has a very good defense, not a good offense. The other one has a good offense, not so good defense. Give me the better defense in this one. I just like what I've been seeing from that defense with TJ Watt and them boys. TJ Watt and them boys have shown the capability of keeping this team in games when our offense is struggling. Kenny Pickett's kind of been in that sophomore slump. I think they have an answer for, that Puka Nacua and Cooper Cup duo that they got going on down there. And they're coming off of bye. Give me Pittsburgh to take it in LA or coming off the bye.
I got Pittsburgh as well. Especially coming off a bye. Mike Tomlin is really good with the Steelers after a bye week. You mentioned Kenny Pickett in the sophomore slump. I 100% agree. 100% agree. He needs to get it together. You got some good weapons over there in Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. The Steelers' offenses need to get it together. The Rams' offense is solid. I mean, you bring back Cooper Kupp, second week in a row, he's going crazy. Hopefully he can make it 3 in a row. I mean, there's still defense. They need to find a way to slow down Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, like you said. But don't forget about Kyron Williams in the backfield.
He's out. Yeah, he's out. That hurt me
he's
on
not playing this
fantasy.
game?
That hurt me on fantasy.
Oh,
That hurt me.
oh yeah. I just looked at the injury report. Yeah, he is out. Man. Yeah, give me Pittsburgh in this one. I'm not gonna lie. Give me Pittsburgh in this one. I like that defense against this offense. I mean, if they could slow down Nacua and Cooper Kupp, give me Pittsburgh. All right, moving on into our next afternoon game. We got an NFC West matchup as Josh Dobbs and the Arizona Cardinals. They're traveling to Seattle in the 12th man to face Seattle Seahawks.
Give me Seattle. Seattle get it back on track at home. It's been a while since they played at home. It's going to be Jamal Adams' first game back at home. And, I like Cardinals. They're a frisky team. They're just not good enough. They got some good news. Kyler Murray is back at practice, so he should be back in the next few weeks, hopefully. But if not, he's not going to be back for this game. I'm rocking with Geno and them boys to get it done. Offensively, they stalled out a lot in the red zone. Hopefully they get over some of those red zone woes that they had last week in Cincinnati. Gets out the way a little bit more, make some smart offensive calls, put these boys in the right position to make plays. I got Seattle getting it done at home against Arizona.
Give me Seattle as well. I mean, hopefully Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, they're questionable to play. Hopefully they play. So is Charles Cross. He's questionable to play. So is Zach Charbonnet. Those are all like offensive key players for this team. Like you said, they struggled in the red zone last week. They could have put that game away against Cincinnati, but like we discussed in episode 23, they gave Cincinnati that game, in my opinion. I don't see that happening the second week in a row. The Cardinals are a scrappy team. I mean, some games this year, we've seen them not be as scrappy, but you can't disregard the Arizona Cardinals relentlessness in these games, especially in the divisional matchup. It's not going to be a blowout. I feel like it's going to be pretty close within 10, but give me Seattle at home. All right, moving on to the next game, Battle of the Mids. As Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers, they're traveling to Denver to face Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos.
Not gonna lie, these are two teams that are both struggling. Especially the Broncos, they really have not been looking good. Packers are coming off a bye, so for that reason alone, I'm going with the Packers. They're more well rested. They can reset, get back to some of the things that worked the first couple weeks. That's had them off to a 2-1 start. Get Jordan Love back in some comfortable positions. They had the ability to get a couple of their players out healthy. Aaron Jones should be back and healthy in his Aaron Jones role. Christian Watson could get more healthy over the bye week. So give me Packers to get it done on the road and in Denver against that very porous defense that they have over there.
The Packers only put up more than 25 points in one game this year, and that was only in week 1, but they defeated the Chicago Bears. The Packers offense has to get together. I know there's a bunch of no names at receiver, but you got Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. Hopefully Aaron Jones plays. He's dealing with a hamstring issue.
He should be back for this one. I think
he should. Yeah, he was back last week, the week before, but he should be back fully for this one. Let's just see if the Packers offense is stringing one together against this weak Broncos team. This Broncos team is in shambles right now at quarterback, at the receiver position. The whole offense is in shambles. The defense, you got 2 top players in your secondary. They don't look too good. I don't know what is going on. Hopefully they can figure it out sooner than later because the clock is kind of ticking for that whole organization. But give me Green Bay in this one, honestly. All right, moving into our next game, we got an AFC West showdown. It's going to be a great game. This is going to be a great game, man. Y'all better tune into this one. Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers, they're traveling to Arrowhead to face Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Give me the Chiefs in this one. Get it done. Chiefs just finds a way to win, especially against competitive teams. They really show up. I don't know what it is about the Chiefs, but given the competition, they play at the level of their competition. That's what they've been lately. But they just got McCole Hardman back, so they're gonna get him back in the fold, a familiar face that Mahomes has been playing with for the last few years. So that should help boost the offense as well. And this defense of the Chargers hasn't been that good. I don't know why. Their pass rush has been amazing. Khalil Mack has been amazing. But when it comes to the Chargers, especially in these close competitive games, they just find a way to lose. Some teams find you got a Chiefs team that just finds a way to win these close games against a team that finds a way to lose these close games. So I'm rocking with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs in this one.
The Chiefs have looked really good against the Chargers the past handful of years, and I see them continuing this. Give me the Chiefs at home. We talked about this in the past. The Chiefs offense, for some reason, they look off, but they're still clicking. But it doesn't look the same. Maybe we're setting very high expectations for them, but it's reasonable why we're setting those expectations for them. I mean, this team is a great team, great coach team as well. The Chargers, on the other hand, they're not so well. Great coach team. They just be struggling. They be hanging on by a thread. Justin Herbert carries. Keenan Allen has looked great this year. Austin Eckler's back for this game, but his Chargers defense is just not good. I mean, they get home sometimes with a pass rush, but other than that, they're just not good. And you have one of the top players in the secondary. You got one great player on your D line, Joey Bosa, and you got Khalil Mack, who's been on a tear this year. But I don't see him getting it done against the Chiefs. I feel like it's going to be a game within 7 points, though. But give me Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Chiefs at home as well. Hopefully, Taylor Swift's not in attendance for this game.
She knows she will be.
Sadly. All right, moving on into our last game for Sunday Night Football, man. Tua, Tyreek, and the Miami Dolphins, they travel into Philly to face Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
I feel like this is where we finally part ways. I'm rocking with Miami in this one. That track team they got on offense. The Eagles' biggest weakness has been, Miami's biggest strength, and that's that pass defense against that pass offense. And Miami's pass offense has just been electric. Tyreek Hill has been amazing. He's on pace for 2,300 yards and 17 touchdowns as of right now. He has 814 yards and 6 touchdowns. I've seen him get rolling, especially with that passing defense I got over there. I don't know how you guys slow it down. Only way would be with the pass rush. And as of right now, Jalen Carter is still questionable, so we don't know if he's going to play or not. Lane Johnson's also questionable with that high ankle sprain, so we don't know if he's going to play or not. So give me Miami in this one.
You say this is where we part ways, but I'm taking Miami in this one as well. Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan, but I keep it real. I'm not biased. I'm not a hater. Of course, I'm a root for my Eagles, but I just keep it real, man. I'm not a biased person. But someone swears I'm one of the most biased Eagles fans out here.
The most biased Eagles fans not here today. So
I was about to say that guy's not on his podcast at the moment. But I feel like Miami's pass offense, the Eagles got to find a way to slow it down, man. I'm honestly not worried about this game. It's just what we're going to do with all the injuries we have right now, especially in the secondary. I mean, you bring in Julio Jones. We didn't even need Julio Jones, bro. Like, I don't get that signing. Hopefully, it helps out in the locker room. I don't really care, though. I care about the secondary and slowing down Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and then Mike McDaniel's offense. But give me Miami in a close one. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. They could run away with this game if the Eagles don't step up and the offense don't get it going. But I'm just going with the Dolphins on this one just to be safe. I'm not going to lie. All right, last game of the week. Monday Night Football, Brock Purdy Niners, they look to bounce back after that bad loss last week. They're traveling to Minnesota to face the Minnesota Vikings.
Not gonna lie, I kind of went back and forth on this one. But as of right now, with the information that we got, given that, their first day of practice was today, give me the 49ers in this one as of right now. I still got to wait to see what the health status is of Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, Trent Williams, and all them boys. See if they be playing. They practice. They're all listed as questionable right now, so we don't know what they're looking like. But as of right now, if them guys are in the lineup, give me the 49ers to get it down the road against a Vikings team that's been struggling, especially Kirk Cousins in prime time. Kirk Cousins was actually pretty good in his one prime time matchup this year so far. But, you never know with this team, especially missing Justin Jefferson and them boys out there. So give me 49ers in this one.
You mentioned the injuries on offense, and it hurts the Niners bad. You got an all-pro left tackle. You got an all-pro top 3 running back. You got Deebo Samuel, who you think is a top 10 wide receiver. I mean, he's played pretty good this year. Those are all crucial parts to this Kyle Shanahan offense. But I just feel like this Niners defense can stifle this Vikings offense. So give me the 49ers going into Minnesota to get dubbed. I like them in this one.
We went 13 for 13. All right, shocked.
Yeah, we did. We all picked the same team.
We all picked me and you picked the same team for everything. I'm shocked.
That's crazy.
That one actually
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for NFL Week 7. season's almost halfway over, man. Let us know in the comment section what y'all think about our picks. Let us know who y'all picks are for week 7. Let us know any surprise upsets or surprise losses you guys see coming. Leave that all in the comment section below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving into college football. We got a solid week of football for you guys. Let's just get right into it. All right, first game we're going to get into is an ACC matchup, man. Both of these teams are unranked. And we got the Clemson Tigers visiting the Miami Hurricanes. We saw back-to-back losses by the University of Miami. You know, surprisingly, last week, I thought they bounced back against UNC after that horrible loss against Georgia Tech the week before. And Clemson, they've been looking like a shell of themselves this whole year as they're unranked. This is very surprising by this Clemson team. I thought they would be at least ranked within the top 15 by the end of the year. It's not looking good for them whatsoever. With that being said, I'm going to go with Clemson. Hopefully Dabo Swinney and these boys, they get it back together. They hand Miami their 3rd straight loss, and they get a win.
Yeah, I mean, besides, that week 1 loss to Duke where they just did not look good as a football team, everything after that, they've been pretty solid. They did have a close game with Wake. But I don't know, Wake just always finds a way to be competitive with these good teams in the ACC for some reason. But give me Clemson as well. Miami is on a 2-game loser scale right now. They just lost to North Carolina, who's ranked 10th in the nation now. They had that blunder against Georgia Tech. But I just like what Cade Klubnik, Will Shipley, and them boys got going on. Don't get me wrong. I like Tyler Van Dyke. He's been pretty good this year. But I think Clemson goes down Miami, get the job done. I don't see Dabo losing 3 in conference games.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next matchup, we got Pac-12 matchup, man. Both of these teams are actually ranked. As number 14th ranked Utah, they're traveling to LA to face number 18th ranked USC at the Coliseum. This is gonna be a bounce back win for USC, I believe. Give me Caleb Williams and the Trojans in this one. They just got to shake off that bad loss they took to Notre Dame last week. I mean, Notre Dame beat the brakes off of them. I'm not gonna lie, it was belt to ass for real, and that shocked a lot of people. It didn't shock a lot of people. It shocked the people that just don't know college football. They go off the numbers and they go off the hype. But I just feel like Utah. I mean, they finally lost. The offense finally showed why they can't keep escaping these wins. Again, this is a bad USC defense, though. So if Utah's bad offense is able to string something together against the USC defense, maybe it can be a solid game. This Utah defense is good as well. Utah defense is pretty good. But I personally see USC like kind of putting this one away by the 3rd quarter. So give me SC at home.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with SC. Utah do have a very good defense, but the offensive struggles has been a notable factor all year long. I mean, Nate Johnson only has 500 passing yards on the season through 6 games. So just show you how effective that passing game has been. And, without a Cam Rising and stuff like that, I just don't see the way they can score enough points to beat this USC team. SC bounces back in this one, gets a dub to, stay alive within the Pac-12 at this point.
Next game we're going to talk about is an ACC matchup, man. Number 16th ranked Duke Blue Devils, they're traveling to face number 4th ranked Florida State. I mean, Florida State at home. I feel like Florida State, honestly, the rest of the schedule is kind of a cakewalk. Now, you don't take these opponents lightly in your conference, but so Duke will be back with Riley Leonard. But still, I just like Florida State much more in this game. I mean, if they have an 80% chance of winning, according to ESPN analytics, and Florida State has been on a roll this year. I mean, they're ranked number 4 for a reason. They surprised me a bit. I had them being outside the top 4, not getting to the college football playoff. But as of right now, the way the rest of their schedule looks, Florida State might be making college football playoff, and they want to start by stringing this W against Duke. So give me Florida State.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with this one as well. Give me Florida State to get it done at home in Tallahassee. Don't get me wrong. I do like Riley Leonard as a quarterback, but I just don't think they have the firepower to keep up with this team, especially with Jordan Travis playing Heisman. He's playing as a Heisman candidate. He has over 1,400 yards, close to 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, 1 interception. Then you got Trey Benson, who's been running the ball pretty effectively. And then they got that 2-headed monster at receiver with Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson. I just think they have too much firepower against, a very solid Duke team, but I just don't think Duke is good enough to beat this team in Florida State. So give me Florida State to get it done in Tallahassee.
For sure. All right, moving into next game we're going to talk about, got an SEC matchup as number 17 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. They're traveling to Tuscaloosa to face number 11 ranked Alabama. Now, last year we saw Tennessee knock off Alabama in Tennessee. That was a great game last year. This year you got Joe Milton third at quarterback. I honestly don't see him getting it done in Tuscaloosa. Give me Alabama. Alabama has definitely, they've been having some close games this year, but I feel like their defense has been kind of saving them in these games. Sometimes defense folds, but give up points unexpectedly. But I don't think Tennessee's going to beat them this year. Give me Alabama at home. Jalen Milroe, J.C. McClellan, Burton, they're going to get it done on offense. Hopefully, the Bama defense, they can shut Tennessee down. Tennessee hasn't really looked too good this year. I feel like they're kind of pretenders in this conference so far. I'm rocking with Alabama.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you as well. We're missing the Joe Milton fan club. The president of the fan club, he's not here today.
He's not here tonight.
He was vouching for him on all.
He loved Joe Milton, man.
I don't know. He was vouching for him all preseason. He follows the hype trains like everybody else, but I don't. I watch the tape. I just don't believe in Joe Milton and them boys to get it done, especially in Tuscaloosa. They did beat this Alabama team last year, but that was a different team. That was the Jalen Hyatt show. That was the Hendon Hooker show. So they don't have those guys. And like I said, bro, I just don't see Nick Saban losing at home twice in a year, bro. Like I just don't see it. Nick Saban's gonna have these boys ready to play in Tuscaloosa. Jalen Milroe's gonna come to play. Jace McClellan, Jermaine Burton, like you mentioned, all these guys are gonna come to play. And that defense is going to be ready to ball out, of course, with Kool-Aid McCrinchy and them boys backing them up. Yeah, so give me Bama at home to get the job done. I'm not gonna lie.
You mentioned in the past, like this Bama's offense isn't the same Bama's offense we've seen in the past, which is 100% true. If this offense looks any type of sluggish, do you see Tennessee having a chance to knock them off?
I give Tennessee a fighting chance. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like Alabama is just gonna get it done as well. They just when you watch this Alabama team play, you can see that's not the same Alabama team as far as talent that they've been having in the past year. But you can still see that they're well coached and they get the job done when the job needs to get done. Besides the Texas game, they found ways to pull out these games against a very good Ole Miss team at home. They went out there, beat A&M on the road. Mississippi State, they blew them out on the road. So they get back home, they playing in front of their crowd. I just don't see them losing at home, twice this year, especially in conference to a Tennessee team that they beat last year. This is like one of them games that just, marked on the schedule.
Exactly.
They're looking forward to this game from the loss that they suffered last year in Tennessee. So I just don't see how they lose this one at home.
Exactly. That's why I got Bama as well. I feel like this is a revenge game for sure. All right, moving on to the last game we're going to cover. Big Ten matchup, two top 10 teams. This is a lot is definitely on the line in this matchup. Big Ten title complications are on the line for sure. As we got number 7th ranked Penn State. They're traveling to Columbus to the shoe face number 3 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. In episode 22, the first team I predicted I was going to take a loss was the Penn State Nittany Lions. And Penn State, this is a tough task for them. This is a tough matchup for Ohio State as well. I mean, Ohio State has had a tougher matchup with Notre Dame, in my opinion. I feel like Notre Dame is a better team than Penn State. I mean, the rankings don't equate to that right now, but Notre Dame already lost. But back on track, Drew Aller has not turned the ball over this year so far. I feel like his first game, he's going to get this turnover. This Penn State defense is pretty good. Their offense is solid. Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton, I love watching them run the ball. And Lambert Smith, a receiver, he's a solid receiver. He's leading the team in receiving right now. But like I said, I'm sticking with my prediction that I made in episode 22. I'm going with the Ohio State Buckeyes and knock off the Nittany Lions. And like I said, this is for Big Ten title implications right now. If either one of these teams lose, they're not going to make – I mean, one team can make the Big Ten title game for their respective division in this conference. But, I mean, because I see Ohio State possibly losing this year too. So who knows? But just give me Ohio State. I feel like they got the edge. They have the better offense. Their defense is solid too. I feel like everything they have kind of outranks or outmatches the Penn State Nittany Lions. So give me Ohio State at home. It's going to be a tough task, both of these teams, but I feel like Ohio State going to defend that turf.
Man, this is game of the week, 12 o'clock Eastern time.
It's early too. Like it's early
Pacific time. So if you
I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up at 9 o'clock to watch this game.
This is gonna be game of the week. I'm not gonna lie, I've been going back and forth on this one. This is gonna be a very good matchup. You got a Penn State team with a very good defense, a very nice two-headed running back combo with Katron Allen. With Katron Allen and Nicholas Singletary. Drew Aller has been playing good, like you mentioned. He hasn't turned the ball over at all. Over 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. But I'm not gonna lie, I think I gotta go with Ohio State at the shoe to get the job done. I just think they're both kind of young when it comes to these big game opportunities. I just feel like Penn State is a year away from this, from actually having a chance to compete and win this game. Not to say they're not going to compete in this game. I just think Drew Aller's first year starting. Then you got to go up to Columbus at the shoe. That crowd's going to be rocking. They're going to be electric. Kyle McCord, Travion Henderson, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they're going to, get on track, get some plays going. Emeka Ibuka as well is going to make some plays in this game. And I think, they win a close, hard-fought game. This is going to be kind of like that reminiscent of Notre Dame and Ohio State when they played a couple weeks ago. I think it's going to be a little bit more scoring in this game than it was in that game. But this is going to be a nip and tuck ball game that I think Ohio State pulls out in the end. Home field advantage, a little bit more experience. Ryan Day's been in these situations. Ryan Day knows what this game means if he wants a chance to, make it to the Big Ten championship. So, like I said, give me Ohio State to get the job done at home and the shoe.
Dino probably gonna be doing backflips when he watched this episode, man. He probably gonna be doing backflips. this is his team, man. Dino going for Ohio State as it is, ladies and gentlemen. He's a big time Ohio State fan. We'll see, man. This is gonna be a great week of college football, especially that last game, the game of the week. It starts off at 12 Eastern, 9 Pacific. I gotta wake up early in the morning to watch this game, and I'm excited about it. It's gonna make my day great. So we'll see what happens. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for college football week 8. The season is dwindling down, man. It's going by fast. Let us know in the comment section y'all picks for those games that we picked. In our opinion, the 5 biggest games of the week. If we didn't mention your team that you like or a game that you think is going to be a game, leave that below in the comment section. Let us know about that game. Just let us know your predictions in general for a stacked week 8 of college football. All right, on to the third topic of the night, UFC. This card is stacked for UFC 294 this weekend in Abu Dhabi. Man, as we talked about in episode 22, Kamaru Usman has replaced Paulo Acosta in the co-main event, and Alexander Volkanovski has replaced Charles Oliveira in the main event. We talked about that in episode 22. Check that episode out. But let's go over this main card, man. This shit got fireworks written all over it. All right, to kick off the main card for the bantamweight division, we got Said Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gafurov.
This is going to be a good match to open up the card, especially with it being in Abu Dhabi. The crowd is going to be electric. It's going to be bumping. But I'm gonna go with Said Nurmagomedov in this one to get the job done. And essentially, what is a home fight for them? Abu Dhabi's show a bunch of love to the Russians, to Islam, Habib, all them, and he's Habib brother. Chip off the block. I think he gets the job done. Especially with his wrestling game, the ability that they have to wrestle over there. I don't know what they're doing up there in the mountains, out there wrestling bears and stuff like that when they're like 10. So.
That is true.
Give me Said in this one to get the job done.
Yeah, just because the last name and that he got, Said, he could be brother. He got a chip on his shoulder. He gonna go out there and prove something. If you got Khabib in your corner, you're gonna take it to the opponent, because that's what Khabib do. He trains all his cousins, brothers, associates, partners. He trains all of them to be like that. So give me Said to get a win in this one. He gonna kick off this card right. I think it's gonna be a second round TKO or submission.
You got a TKO?
Or submission in the second round. I think he finished in the second round regardless. All right, for our next fight, we got Ikram Askarov versus Warley Alves in a middleweight division matchup.
I think this is going to be another good one to get the crowd going, especially, like I said, especially with these Russians getting a lot of love over there. They're like God over there. And this is supposed to be the start. This is supposed to be the start of the Russia versus Brazil card, because it was all Russians versus Brazilians. Until a couple fighters pulled out. But give me a Liskarov to get the job done. He is the biggest favorite on this main card. I think he pulls away. He gets the finish in this one for sure. Actually going TKO. He's been on a 6-fight win streak. His last loss was against Hamza Chimaev. After that, he's been hot, and he lost to Hamza in a smaller MMA. Since he's gotten into the UFC, he's beaten Mario Sosa in the Contender Series and followed that up by knocking out Philip Halls. So I got him getting a finish in this one as well, and start to create some noise within that division. And this is a guy to look out for, to possibly in the next few years to be a contender.
Yeah, give me Aliskerov in this one as well. I was gonna bring him the same points you brought up. His last 6 fights, he's 6-0. His last win came up against Philip Halls. A shout out to New Jersey. Aliskerov, I feel like he's gonna make some noise in his division for years to come. Just gotta keep building up his wins though, and he's on the main card for a reason right now. But I feel like he's gonna give Alves a run for his money. I look, you see this either going to a finish, or I see it's going to a first round TKO or a submission. His last 2 fights, they both ended in the first round. One by submission and one by knockout. So, hey, I feel like he's going to continue this. Give me first or second round TKO in this one. All right, moving on into our next fight. We got Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker in light heavyweight division.
Not gonna lie, this one is going to be fireworks.
Fireworks.
I love this matchup when it first was announced. Last time that we've seen Ankalaev fight was December of last year, so it's been 10 months since he's been in an octagon. The last time we've seen him fighting, he was fighting for the 205 belt, that light heavyweight belt that ended up in a draw. So this is his first fight back. So look out for him to be refreshed and ready to fight again. And then you got a guy in Johnny Walker who, if you ever watch him fight, he's electric. The stuff he do, the way he moves, the size that he is crazy. Like, he's an electric guy when you go out there and watch him. He just got a win over Anthony Smith back in May. He's another guy that's been rolling. His last loss was against Jamal Harrell, the past champion, until he tore his Achilles last year. He lost to him, but he's been on a 3-fight win streak. But I got to go with Ankalaev in this one and get the job done in Abu Dhabi, especially, he's refreshed. He's probably refined some things. He's been working on some things for the past 10 months since that draw that he had in the championship fight. And this is his fight to get back into that conversation of that 205 belt. That belt's going to be on the line next month. So, based on the outcome of this fight, he could be the next one in line to be fighting for that 205 belt. So I got Ankalaev getting the job done and, probably putting his name back in that title shot contention.
Yeah. That draw that happened in December of last year between Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz, I did not like that. I thought Ankalaev won that fight. I mean, the fact that it went to a draw was type of crazy. Judges, they need to get drug tested, but this is going to be Ankalaev's bounce back fight, and I feel like he's going to beat Johnny Walker in this fight. Maybe it goes to decision in this fight. I can see that happening, but I'm not going to just call Johnny Walker a slouch. Johnny Walker is electric, just like Khalil said. His movement is crazy at the light heavyweight division. He can strike. His submissions is crazy. His tactics is crazy in the ring, but I feel like Ankalaev is going to bounce back and get a W. Now, mind you, this is a stacked division now. You got Alex Pereira. Still got Jan Blachowicz in there. You got Jamal Hill after he come back his Achilles injury. Yuri Pasha come back after his shoulder injury. So this is going to be like, whoever loses this fight, you might not be in contention for a title fight for a while because this division is stacked now. But give me Ankalaev winning this fight, man. I thought this is going to be his bounce back, though. All right, moving into our co-main event, man. As we just talked about it last week, Kamaru Usman. He has replaced Paulo Costa in this fight. Kamaru Usman will be taking on Khamzat Chimaev in the middleweight division.
Oh, man.
And mind you, Usman is the underdog in this fight.
Is he?
Usman is plus 275. Chimaev is minus 350.
Oh, he definitely is plus. This is his first time being an underdog. Since the Tyron Woodley championship title fight.
And that was 4 years ago. That was in 2019.
The fight that, got him the belt.
Exactly.
This is going to be electric. This is going to be fire.
I'm excited.
There's been a lot of back and forth with these two guys for a while now, especially, with Hamza. He does a lot of talking. He does a lot more talking does he do fighting. But when he does fight, he's been electric. Last time we seen him in the octagon was over a year ago, last September. He beat Kevin Holland be a Darce choke. Before that, he had the fight of the year with Gilbert Burns that was electric. And then you got Kamaru Usman, the welterweight GOAT, coming off 2 losses to Leon Edwards, moving up to 185. And Kamaru Usman was a guy that pretty much looked immortal, that looked unbeatable until he ran into Leon Edwards recently. But I'm not gonna lie, I gotta go with my boy. I'm riding with my boy. I'm going with Kamaru Usman to get the job done. He's different. He's a different kind of fighter. He's a different kind of breed. This was a guy who was PFP #1 fighter just not too long ago before his loss to Leon Edwards. I think this is his bounce back fight. He took some time off. He took a couple months off to get right. Now he's moving up, less of a weight cut. I don't think the 185 difference would be too much for him. And the thing with Hamza is we've seen him tested once, and we've seen him tested with a guy that Kamaru went out there and knocked out in round 3. I don't think Kamaru goes out there and knock him out or anything like that, but I think the talent gap and the pedigree of Kamaru comes out on top. I have this one going all 3 rounds, electric 3 rounds. This is potentially another fight of the night. Look for some wrestling as well. They've been having some conversation. What's the better wrestling, Russian wrestling or American wrestling? Kamaru is a very decorated wrestler, but I think wherever this fight goes, whether it's on the ground or standing up, and we've seen Hazmat, be one of those guys to bang it out. And Kamaru is not one to shy away from it. We've also seen Kamaru be the guy to put a couple people lights out in an electric fashion. So give me Kamaru to win this fight by decision. But this is going to be fireworks. I cannot wait to see this one unfold.
Bro, I'm right with you, man. This is gonna be a great fight. And you bring up the wrestling. That's gonna be one of my main points. Chimaev is a great wrestler. Kamaru is a great wrestler. Kamaru is great at defending takedowns. So it's Chimaev. And they both can stand up and scrap. But I fight Usman's a better stand-up striker. He is. He definitely is. We talk about Chimaev. He runs his mouth a lot. But he can definitely back it up. I mean, the man is undefeated. I mean, this is a great division he's in. I would love to see if Izzy was staying in the division. But, I mean, he's probably going to take a year off of fighting, like he said recently. But I'm happy for Kamaru Usman. The only thing that worries me, I feel like Usman, his knees are old. He's 36. But it doesn't really matter in the sport how old you are. But injuries can catch up to you.
His knees has been a problem for years now. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not really worried about too much. But I'm with you, Khalil. Give me Kamaru Usman in this fight, man. He took back-to-back losses against Leon Edwards. He was dominating Leon Edwards in that first fight until a lucky-ass head kick took him out. And then in the second fight, I feel like Usman kind of fought scared. So I feel like Usman is going to definitely take the win in this fight. I mean, he's moving up the middleweight, like you said. Less of a weight cut. I'm excited for this one, man. Just give me Usman. It's going to be by split decision. That's what I'm going with. Split decision. All right, now moving into our main event, the rematch. Islam Makhachev, the lightweight champion. He is fighting Alexander Volkanovski, the featherweight champion of the world. Clash of champions. 2 worlds collide in a rematch that was very close when they fought the first time.
Like, we couldn't ask for a better replacement, in my opinion, especially when it comes to the fight. I'm still kind of mad because I wanted to see my guy Charles Oliveira get in there.
I did too.
He's been electric when he's been fighting lately. But to replace him with Alexander Volkanovski, the PFP #1, arguably with him and John Jones, take your pick. Whether you want to go Alex Volkanovski or John Jones, it's up to you. But what he's done at featherweight is complete dominance. He's undefeated at featherweight, but he's moving back up to lightweight to fight for the 155 belt again. We've seen this fight beginning this year over in Australia. Now it's in Abu Dhabi, first in Alex's backyard. Now we're going to Islam backyard. So I think it would be great, just kind of setting the stage there. And then when we go back to watch this fight, like, this is a fight you could have, like, Alex, you could have went for, you could have voted for him. A lot of people had him winning this. I think majority of the fans had him winning this, but the judge gave it to Islam 3-2, I believe. But then when you look at Islam on the other hand as well, he's been undefeated for 8 years now. He's 13 and 1 within the UFC. His one loss coming back in 2015, UFC 192, just to be exact. That's over 100 pay-per-views ago, just to show you how long it's been since he lost the fight. And what he's a block off that Nurmagomedov tree. He was trained by Habib's father. He fights just like Habib. You see the semblance in Habib as well.
Big time.
And not gonna lie, in that last fight against Islam, he showed you something standing up, that he has the ability to fight standing up as well. So I think that's going to be major in this one. Hopefully, he builds off that as well. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm going with Alexander Volkanovski to get it done again in a barn burner. This is going to be a very close fight, 5-round fight. Both guys are going to be tested. I think both guys are going to be ready for it. When you watch Alex fight, he's just very technical sound. He doesn't have any holes in his game, honestly. When I watch him fight, there's no holes in his game. He could do it.
It's not.
And he's shown the ability to be able to, get on the ground and grapple with, Islam. He did it in the first fight. I see him getting done again in a very good, very close fight. Hopefully, the judges don't affect this fight too much to where we're coming back here Monday, episode dropping Tuesday, and we're questioning what the judges did on Saturday. I hope this is not a scenario of that. I hope the judges do the right thing within this fight. But give me Alexander to get it done in Abu Dhabi in Islam's backyard.
Now, just to get myself hyped for this fight, I watched the first fight. That fight could have went either way. I see why they give it to Islam, but at the same time, I see why they could have given it to Volkanovski. This can go either way. It could be a repeat of the first fight, or this could be a much better, more action-packed fight on Islam's behalf. Because he's laid on him mostly the first fight. He took him down and laid on him. But Alex definitely showed that he could hang in there with a different weight class, a man that's 4 inches taller than him, and he still could scrap it out with him. Like you said, Alexander the Great Volkanovski has no holes in his game. He's undefeated in featherweight. He lost one time in lightweight, but I think this is his bounce back fight, man. Give me Volk in this one too. Love to see it. I want to see it, man. Give me Volkanovski to get the W. He gonna beat Islam, but I'm not sleeping on Islam at all. Like you said, he fights just like Habib. He's come from that Habib tree, and this is gonna be a great fight. This is definitely a firework main event. I can see this happening, but it's gonna go to 5. Hopefully, the judges do not freak up the goddamn scores. We come in here talking about it like Khalil just said. I want to see a great, clean fight. I want to see no sketchy tallied scores, none of that stuff. Give us a great fight Saturday without y'all affecting it, honestly. But give me Alexander Volkanovski defeating Islam Makhachev, becoming double champ.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait for this one as well, man. This one is another early one, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I mean, I'm gonna have college football on this one at the same time, watching both, man. I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a big, big weekend, big card. I feel like we haven't had UFC in forever. It's been over a month, which is way too long for how UFC's been rolling.
That's too long, man.
You know how UFC been rolling with these pay-per-views. They just don't miss. So I can't wait, man. It's gonna be a big weekend for sure.
I'm excited, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comment section what y'all think about UFC 294. Make sure y'all tune in. Again, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. UFC 294. Buy it on ESPN Plus, pay-per-view, whatever you want to do. However you want to watch it. I'm not telling you any bad ways to watch it, but just make sure y'all tune in this Saturday, man. Like I said, we're going to have college football on and UFC on, but let us know y'all predictions in the comment section below. Let us know any upset wins you guys see coming. Let us know any surprises you guys see coming. Leave that all in the comment section below. All right, move on into the last topic of the night. We're going to move into NBA. Like you said, we've been posting our rankings. We've been talking about our rankings. Now we're going to give our season award predictions for the 2023 season. We just posted our point guard rankings. The shooting guard rankings will be up soon. Make sure y'all check those out on Before the Horn podcast on our Instagram. All right, Lil, me and you going to go back and forth on this one. Let's go. We're going to start off with Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna just say it straight out, man. At least at a rookie of the year, I had 3 candidates. I had Scoot, Vic Wembanyama, and I had Chet Holmgren. You know, Chet Holmgren, he had a Liz Frank injury last year that kept him out of all of 2022. So he definitely has the rights to be a rookie of the year in 2023. Just seeing how Vic has played in the preseason so far, bro, you got to give it to Vic. I'm going to just predict Vic, man. He's been looking great passing the ball. He's been nutmegging people. He's been Euro stepping to the rack and dunking. He's been shooting pretty good. He looks pretty good. Again, I worry about his health. Hope he doesn't get any bad injuries. NBA must protect this player at all costs, in my opinion. He's a generational talent with that size and skill set. You got to protect him. But I got Vic winning this one, man. It's going to be close with him and Chet Holmgren. They're kind of the same player. Vic is just he's a better all-around player, but it's not like far off. It's actually pretty close. But give me Vic for rookie of the year.
I was right there with you. It's literally a 3-player race. Victor, Scoot, and Chet. I was really going back and forth between Chet and Wemby. I'm gonna give it to Wemby though, just for the simple fact that he's going to be the primary option on his team. He's going to be the call. He's going to be the thing that makes that team goes, especially with his length, size, and ability to space the floor, especially at 7'4", and then his ability to protect the rim with that wingspan that he has. I think I got him winning rookie of the year.
Bet. All right, for most improved player, surprisingly, this guy, he kind of grew on me. I'm not going to lie. I used to not think he wasn't really that good, but, I mean, he's about to be a starter again for the Los Angeles Lakers next year. Give me Austin Reeves, man. AR-15. Yeah, I'm keeping it buck, bro. Last year, he averaged 15 in a kind of a small, nothing too crazy role. Like, he had a solid role in the Lakers. He's going to be starting. I mean, you got an aging LeBron. You got AD who can't really stay healthy. You got a pretty good Lakers team over there. They had some additions in the offseason as well, but I feel like Reeves is going to take that next step. I just feel like he is. We've seen him in the summer, the FIBA League. We've seen him so far in preseason. He looks solid. I like Austin Reeves winning this award. I just feel like he's going to average about like 18 or 19. And I feel like that's good enough to win most improved player. I feel like his skill set, him as a player is just going to get better. He's been getting better every year in Lakers. So give me Austin Reeves for most improved player.
Not gonna lie, this is a guy that I think with the opportunity he's going to be getting this year, that, just with him having the ball in his hands and how prolific of a scorer he is, I think he's going to just, run away with this award. And that's Jordan Poole. Going over there to Washington, he just dropped 41 in a preseason game just last night or the night before, 2 nights ago. I can't remember off the top of my head. But, I mean, when you watch him play, he's electric. He's going to have the green light all day. This is a guy that we've seen make plays. When Steph Curry was out the lineup, he was the offensive force for Golden State. He helped Golden State win that last ring. He was a vital piece to that Golden State offense. And I think they're going to miss. I'm not going to lie. I think they're going to miss him. And, give him the role that Jordan Poole is. He's going to have. He's just one of those players, once he gets the ball in his hands, he's going to be electric with it. He's going to get a lot of opportunity. So give me Jordan Poole to win most improved player.
All right, moving into defensive player of the year. I got Triple J winning it again for the second year in a row. Now, again, you could have picked other players. Honestly, I was torn between Triple J and Giannis. Giannis defense took a little step back last year. I feel like definitely with addition Dame Lillard, even though that's offensively, I feel like Giannis is going to be a whole different player this year. So I feel like his defense could have definitely got better, back on track with what it was in the past. But I feel like Triple J going to win it again. A couple years ago, he was kind of still getting his game together. But now I feel like he's definitely a great defensive player. Last year, he showed it why. The year before last year, he was 5th in defensive player of the year voting. Last year, he won it. So I feel like Triple J is going to keep improving for that Grizzlies team. He's definitely the defensive force on that team. He's a defensive leader on that team. You bring in Marcus Smart, so you got 2 all defensive / defensive player of the years on your team for Memphis. That's pretty good to me. But hey, I'm just gonna give it to Triple J. I think he wins it for the second year in a row.
I'm gonna actually go with Evan Mobley for this one. He's a guy that's been proven a lot since he came into the league, especially with that backcourt of him with Jared Allen. I just see him getting better, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Jared Allen has been, pretty much been a good mentor for somebody like him, a young guy. And I think this is the time when he takes that next step and insert himself not only on the offense, not only on the defensive end, but on the offensive end as well. But I think it's going to show a lot on the defensive end. I think he's going to take more pride in that. Just him and Jared Allen, I think he's going to have a bunch of opportunities to make plays, block shots, turn shots away. So give me Evan Mobley to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. All right, moving on to Sixth Man of the Year. This is kind of tough for me. I'm not gonna lie, but there's a player last year that grew on me, honestly, and he finished top 3 and 3 to 5 in the voting as well. Give me Emmanuel Quickly, the New York Knicks. Now, this guy averaged 14 last year, 14, 4, and I believe like 2. He can do better. I feel like he's gonna do better. Like, I'm not saying he can do better as in a bad way. I feel like last year he started 21 games for the Knicks as well. He's gonna keep improving. Quickly is definitely one of the players that grew on me. I mean, he's right behind Jalen Brunson in the lineup. Sixth man is definitely good for him, especially at his position. He's gonna keep getting better. He's solid on defense, in my opinion. He's really good on offense. Like, he can definitely bring you a spark off the bench, and that's what the Knicks need. They need help whenever they're down in games. So give me Emmanuel Quickly winning Sixth Man of the Year.
Not gonna lie, I'm right there with you on that one as well. I like Emmanuel Quickly to win Sixth Man of the Year, especially backing up Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, because I think Josh Hart be starting as a shooting guard. But I think Emmanuel Quickly is just gonna give you something off the bench, give you a spark, great push the pace guy that can score the basketball. I think he's gonna have a lot of opportunity, especially out there in New York. Especially taking some minutes off of Jalen Brunson, especially earlier in the season. And they're gonna need somebody to fill a void, especially scoring off the bench. So I think that's where Emmanuel Quickly will come in and be very good and win Sixth Man of the Year as well.
All right, moving on to Coach of the Year. I was kind of torn between this one too. I might get a little biased. Oh, you're biased. You're just saying it because that's your favorite team. I like Joe Mazzulla to win Coach of the Year. Now, I told you on the previous episode, I'm not too sold on Joe Mazzulla. He's made some questionable coaching decisions I didn't like last year. I feel like he lacks leadership. He lacked discipline that he gives to his team, like Ime Udoka did the previous year. But again, he took this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, it was based off just his team. He had a talented team, but coaching is playing a role in that. And I feel like this year he gets rid of all those kinks. He irons out all those wrinkles as a coach, and he tells his team they're gonna go to the NBA Finals. That's my prediction. Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics are gonna win at least 60 games. That's my opinion. And I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're a Celtics fan." I just feel like Joe Mazzulla is gonna take that next step as a head coach. He gonna have this Boston team rolling. Give me Joe Mazzulla, Coach of the Year. Book it.
I'm right there with you on that one too. I'm not gonna lie. Give me Joe Mazzulla for Coach of the Year. I just like what this team has. If he can just be better on the defensive side of the basketball, I think this team can go a long way, especially when you add Drew Holiday to that mix. You already got Jaylen Brown who can play both ways, who can score the basketball. Jason Tatum is a walking bucket. I like what I've seen from Kristaps Porzingis on both ends of the court as well. You still got Al Horford. You got Derek White. You have a plethora of guys. You just paid Peyton Pritchard. Hopefully, he steps up and give you a spark off the bench as well. I just like this Boston Celtics team, and I like them having a chance to win the East and be very, very good and very competitive and be a team knocking on the door for the finals when it comes, June. So give me Joe Mazzulla to, year two to tighten some things up and become Coach of the Year.
Yes, sir. All right. Last award prediction of the night we're going to do is the most valuable player. Like I mentioned earlier, when I mentioned him for Defensive Player of the Year, I just feel like the addition of Damian Lillard is going to boost this guy's play up. He's going to go on a tear this year. Give me Giannis Antetokounmpo to win the MVP this year. This can either go one or two ways, but I think it's going to benefit Giannis really, really well. I don't think this is going to go bad for him at all. This is what he's always needed. Yes, he had Chris Middleton in the past, but with Chris Middleton's injuries and uncertainties, who knows? But we're bringing Damian Lillard. This is going to help Giannis, especially with the pick and roll. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. Yes, great and crazy. And I'm excited to see it, man. I think the Bucks are going to be a good team in the East, but Giannis is definitely going to carry them a lot of the ways. He's going to definitely open up plays for Dame. I thought Giannis is going to get his assist numbers up as well. I think Giannis is going to win the MVP. Just add it to his resume, man. Give me Giannis for MVP.
Not gonna lie, may want to call me biased for this pick or whatever. I don't care. I see the MVP coming back to the States. And you talk about, Giannis having an addition of Dame Lillard to help him win the MVP. I think this guy, an addition that he's going to have, that he's had to his team, is going to help him win the MVP. And that's Jason Tatum.
I look, you knew you were going to say that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going with Jason Tatum to win it. MVP comes back to the States. I just think, with the addition of Drew Holiday, he doesn't have to create his shot more. He's going to get easier shots. He finally has a legitimate true point guard that can make plays. No disrespect to Marcus Smart. He was playing that point guard role, but he just wasn't a playmaker. He was more of a defensive guy that brought a lot of spark in that guard position, but he wasn't the playmaker. This is the first time. Even when they had Kyrie wasn't really a playmaker. He was a scorer. So this is the first time he's going to have an actual point guard, true point guard that can score, but's going to look to get his guys involved. I think JT carries this team in a good preseason on top of Joe Mazzulla winning Coach of the Year. They're also going to have the MVP candidate. I think they get rolling as long as Jason Tatum is healthy and this Boston Celtics team is flowing. I got Jason Tatum winning the MVP.
I wish I had as much. Like, I have faith in my Celtics. I have a lot of faith in my Celtics, but I wish I had the same amount of faith and stock in the Celtics that Khalil has. And I'm a Celtics fan, but I don't got Tatum winning MVP. But Tatum is a great player. He's a top 10 player in this league. Yeah, but put some respect on it. I mean, Tatum coming for everything this year.
I mean,
I like
when you look at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and their inconsistencies,
exactly.
It comes from them trying to create shots for themselves and stuff like that. Now you have a guy that can help create shots for you, and it's going and it might take some time to get into rhythm. This trade happened late, so it's not like they had all off season to work out with each other and stuff like that. So I think once they get into the fold of things, they get familiar with each other, and Drew Holiday knows the spots that he likes the ball in. I think that he's going to take that next step because you got to remember this is a guy who's been fourth in the MVP voting. He's been right there. That his only issues is his consistency, and some of that is just too much workload. Like when you have to create 35 points a night for yourself, it's kind of hard. So I think it's going to lessen up that workload of him trying to have to create his own shots and get the ball in spots that he like and score the basketball. So that's why I'm rocking with him. Not gonna lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know y'all award predictions in the comment section below. Let us know who had the best predictions, who had the worst. Let us know who was reaching, who wasn't reaching. Just give us all that in the comment section below. We want to see and interact with you guys. These probably will be going on our Instagrams, probably on our Instagram story, not as an Instagram post. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for those. But that is the end of episode 24 for Before the Horn podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in for whatever platform you're watching or listening on. Thank y'all for all the support we've been getting. Keep running it up, man. We've been posting content. We posted some content yesterday. Go check out that reel on our Instagram at Before the Horn podcast. Make sure y'all run that up, share it, tell everybody about it. We appreciate everything y'all been doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keep showing love. Keep supporting us. Like Daywan mentioned, we had a real drop yesterday. Not yesterday. Well, Wednesday. It's going to be yesterday for us, but it's going to be Wednesday for you guys when you guys listen to this or watch it. So go ahead, listen to that, comment, give us your opinion on that. We're going to be having our top 10s posted on the page throughout these next couple of days leading up to the start of the NBA season next Tuesday. So be on the lookout for those, interact with us. But make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Before the Horn Podcast, TikTok at Twitter at Before the Horn Pod. Make sure you guys are showing love there. We appreciate all the love and support that we be getting. Help us get to 125 followers on Instagram and 75 subscribers on YouTube. Those are our next milestones that we're trying to hit. So, we can't do this without y'all. So keep showing love, keep supporting.
Hey, we're close to those milestones, man, but we need y'all to run it up, man. Y'all good with interacting with us. Y'all just got to hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Do all that for us. I mean, also, if you are interested in checking out our Patreon, the link is in the bio. Please get exclusive access, earlier drops, getting more interactions with us, more conversation with us, as well as merchandise. It will be coming out soon. Be on the lookout for that.
Yes, sir. We got a few ideas too. So when we pop
We
up
do.
with something, we working on a couple things. We got a couple things brainstorming. So
For
that
sure.
should be coming very soon.
Yeah, but make sure y'all check out our Patreon, man. If you want to be a supporter for as little as $2 a day, we appreciate everything. Again, thank y'all for tuning to Before the Horn Podcast, episode 24. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow us on our personal Instagrams. They are on the screen, and they will also be in the description box. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Peace.